I struggled with internet pornography throughout most of my life. It started in 3rd grade when I was perusing some sites with a computer I had in my room. Eventually, I was viewing sites and videos every time I got back home from school, away from the gaze of other people and in the comfort of my own room. I felt too embarrassed to talk to anyone about this addiction. I didn't want to because I knew that my parents would discipline me and scold me. Eventually, my parents found out by searching through my history. Although the guilt and shame was overwhelming, even after my parents confronted me, I could not even admit that I was the one who was perusing these sites and that I had an addiction. As I grew older, I became better at hiding, and pretty soon I was spending late nights, waking up early, or waking up in the middle of the night just to watch. There would be nights when I felt so guilty, I would shut off my computer, cry, and promise God that I would never do it again because the shame and guilt was overwhelming me, only to find myself back at it again just a few hours later. When I would go to school, the only thing that I could think about and daydream about was objectifying women, classmates that would be passing by in my field of vision, women walking around on the street. I became so insecure and afraid because I knew that I would be rejected if people found out the truth of what I was thinking and what I was fantasizing about. It wasn't until I had graduated college that I confessed and came into the light about my struggle with pornography. The shame and guilt from years of addiction became more and more overwhelming as the guys I ministered to also dealt with the same addiction, and I felt like a hypocrite, ministering to them and yet also struggling with this myself. I was tired of putting on masks before other people. I was tired of lying and not telling the whole truth, telling people that I only kind of struggled with lust. One day, I confessed my addiction before a group of brothers, crying because of the fear that I would be rejected and fear of the consequences that I really deserved. But instead, that same group of brothers prayed for me and reminded me of the cross, reminded me of 1 John 1, 9-10 that says, "If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we say we have not sinned, we make him a liar and his word is not in us." The first step to receiving forgiveness and cleansing from all unrighteousness is confession. I was able to tell my whole story and confess my addiction, and I received grace and forgiveness and the unconditional love of Christ, who died for me even though I deserved punishment. I also became fully known and fully loved by these brothers, who told me that they knew my struggles and weren't surprised because they too struggled with it. When I was confronted with the truth about myself, I found that I am a sinner, but I am forgiven and loved by Christ.